because underage people shouldn't be driving. Like, I should call the authorities for that. We're gonna get into the story time. The story time is gonna be about the time I had a racist manager. If you've ever watched my very first YouTube video, I want to say I was in the 9th grade. I think I was in the 9th grade. I was in the 9th grade or the 10th grade, and I was looking like a little baby. And I had blue hair, and I was ironing my uniform and brushing my teeth and telling y'all about cancer-free deodorant. I'm inserting a clip right here, but go watch that video if you haven't. And I was getting ready, and I was ironing my clothes, and I was getting ready to go to my job. I was working at a bowling alley. I'm calling Kaya, because Makaya got me the job. Kaya, say hey to my story time I'm doing.
It really is 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, I know, I'm at work, but I had to do a story time today, so that's what I'm doing. So say hey. Say hey! Look what she did to y'all. She gave y'all the finger at first. But anyways, Kaya, I'm doing a story time about Mary. I'm gonna bleep her name out, so they're not gonna know. But wasn't Mary racist?
Hey, what's crazy is I just went back up there recently, and she was there, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna go say hey to everybody, and first of all, like, she took forever to come on the bus, but I didn't even have to speak to you. Then she come from back there, she was like, oh, we're so busy, you're gonna have to catch you on another day,
She just,
y'all busy? Mary, what are you doing? What are you doing?
She'll never do nothing but waddle back and forth. But I'm telling a story time about how she was racist. And Makaya, they like Makaya because Makaya is like half white, half black. And she had that switch. Like, I can fake it and be nice and preppy. But Makaya was the full package. Like, looking like a white girl, talking like a white girl. So they was all for her. They was all for her. But me, they was like, this black girl, like, you know. Even though I sold the act. But wasn't she racist to me? And didn't she want me to cry?
Definitely. She's still racist.
She wanted me to cry. She was mad at me because I wouldn't cry.
To try to play it off.
You said what?
I said she just wanted them type to try to play it off.
Like she not a racist. Okay, I just wanted to put that in there. I got to finish this story time now, so I'll call you back. So this is when I started working 2 jobs. So I started working there, and it was just like weird from the get-go. Like I said, I was the only black girl working there. I was the only black girl. Yes, I'm yellow. Yes, I'm like of lighter tone, but I was still the only black girl. Like, you would know, everybody was white, blue eyes, brunettes, white, blue eyes, orange hair, white, dark hair. You know, like, just, you know, like, you can clearly see that I'm not a part of the clicky wicky, if you would say. So it's funny because when I first got hired there, I got hired on the spot. I had an interview with the boss, and he loved me. Literally, I didn't even get to my mama's car because at this time I was having my mama take me to work if she could, because I think I was still, because I got my car in the 9th grade. I didn't get a license. I don't even think I got my license to the 12th grade because I was so used to riding dirty. Judge your mama, I got a license now, so get behind me if you want to. Get behind me if you want to. You're going to be looking silly. Anyways, so my mom was driving me out there because it was in 5 Mile in Livonia. If y'all know, you stay in Detroit and you know Livonia. Livonia have all the boys. Like, the boys be down there. When I got my first ticket, it was going down there. Like, they are there. They're everywhere there. And they, like, bother you for no reason. I went in there. It was me, this girl, and this guy. All of us ended up getting hired. They got hired after me, though, because when obviously we kept to work. I'm like, when y'all get hired? They're like, oh, a couple days after, I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, so we in there. He's asking questions. And me being the assertive and outspoken young lady that I am, I answer every single question, and they backpedal me, because whenever I'm in the room, I'm not gonna be following up on nobody's answer. I set the tone for the room. Best believe that. So I'm answering all the questions, like, you know, and then if you know me, you know that I've got a way with words, so I'm laying it on them too. Like, you know, I would like to work here because I'm amazing with people, because I'm Kimberly. Like, just being like, this is me, give me this job. Meanwhile, they back here like, yeah, what she said, I agree, what she said. So anyways, like I said, I'm walking to my mama's car. They called me. I'm like, hello. I literally get in the car. Mom's like, well, how did it go? I'm like, hold the phone. They're like, yeah, would you like to be a part of bling bling bling? I'm like, yes, of course. They're like, you know, you can start tomorrow. So anyways, I came, you know, I got my uniform, la-di-da-di-da. they put me on a schedule for the weekends because obviously I was in school and obviously my mama worked, so I'm like, you know, trying to like go around her schedule basically, because like I said, I wasn't driving unless I needed to Livonia. Like I wasn't driving out there because they might try and flip me. So I'm working there on the weekend. So first off, I think I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at first. So they were giving me like the lame parties because I was a party host. And if you don't know what a party host is, especially the girl that go get the pizza, you go get the pizza, you go get the pop, like, you know, you just around, pick up the trash, you around. So since I was a bomb person that I am, I was getting tipped all this money. So at first, they're like, did you get a tip? I'm like, yeah, because a lot of people wrote down the tip on the ticket, but I got smarter because I was like, oh, no, don't write down my tip. I'm like, yeah, they're going to make me have to split it, you know, because I didn't want them knowing how much money I was getting, because they were like starting to try and put me on parties that wasn't as big. Because like when I was working big parties, they'd be tipping me like $50, $100. They're like, girl, you was the bomb. Like, can I call you to come host a party at my house? La, la, la. And I'm like, sure. Like, you know, like, connecting, rubbing elbows, because that's what I do. So they were like loving me, giving me tips or whatever. So at first I was like, yeah, I got a tip, but I got smarter because when I was telling the lady, I'm just call her P. I'm not gonna call her P because she's fat. I'm just calling her P. Anyways, so P, which was my manager that hated me, was like basically like, you know, like, oh, well, you got your tip, so I'll give you your gratuity another day. I'll split your gratuity another day. So I'm like, I thought when I got hired, y'all said that I would give my gratuity the same day. She was like, oh, well, not if you got a tip. If you got a tip, I have to give other people gratuity first. Like, I have to get around and get everybody stuff. I started telling people, like, you know, yeah, like, if you're going to tip me, can you tip me in cash? I'm like, if you're going to tip me, can you tip me in cash or whatever? And, yeah, Micaiah. I'm in a video.
I wanted to show you what I did to my hair.
That you put it in plaits?
I look like Felicia right now, but I'm about to take it off and see if it works.
Look at her. Look at her. Do y'all see she dyed her hair orange? She's just a mess. Anyways, like I'm saying, so I knew from then, like, okay, you know, like she, you know, she's not a fan of me, la 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 la. So over time, I started getting bigger parties, mainly because people were requesting me. Like when people was there, they was like, oh, I want that girl, I want that girl, I want that girl. So they were coming and they were trying to give, like I said, like, first off, this is how it is. So the girl I got hired with, I'm gonna call her A. Now it's two A's in this story. They have the same exact name, but I'm named one A1 and A2. So A1 I got hired with. A1 was not nearly as good as I was. And A1 was getting all the parties. And some days they wouldn't even give me parties. They would try and make me clean and give A1 the parties because P, my manager, did not like me because she's racist. Anyways, so A1 was getting the parties or whatever. And I'm like, you know why I didn't get a party today? And they're like, oh, well, P is like, oh, A1 haven't had a party. Like, you have to wait your turn. Don't ask any questions. So I'm like, okay, gotcha. So when they wanted me to clean, I stood in the bathroom my whole shift and I made videos, and that's what I did. Because no, I'm gonna see if I can find a video. I'm gonna insert all them videos that I used to make in the bathroom, because no. Anyways, like I was saying, so my boss, we gonna call him Money. If you know, you know why I'm calling him Money. But anyways, Money, my boss, loved me. So he was having a commercial for his he was having a commercial for the business or whatever. He was like, I want Kimberly to be party host in there. And P was all like, no, we should do A1. And he was like, no, I only want Kimberly. So I was all on board. I'm like, oh yeah, of course, like, of course. So keep going. So I had this one party, and it was a black family. It was like my first, I think it was like my only black family that I had. And the guy, he was a bowler. His kids all came to bowl. So he specifically requested me, one of many. He requested me because he knows me. He knows my energy, you know, from me being around. He was like, you know, like, you're going to host my daughter's birthday. Him, his wife, you know, all of them was on board. So I was hosting. So this day I happened to be cramping, right? Like, I mean, like, severe cramps, like, stomach, like, in knots. Like, literally, I took a leave before I came to work. And I'm not the type to stay at home when I'm sick. Like, now it's COVID, of course. So if I'm sick, I need to stay at home. But, like, if I was sick, it don't matter if I'm on my deathbed. I'm still going to get that bag. One, because I'm usually super committed to whatever I do. Two, because I just, you know, I just feel like, you know, if this is something that I said that I would do, then I'm gonna go forth with it. You know, you just don't want to like leave bad impressions with people. So I was like in so much pain, literally like tear shattering pain, and I still got up to go to work. So like I said, I was running around for his party or whatever, and they were singing happy birthday, and I was like, do you mind if I like, you know, stand to the back or whatever? I was like, can I like have a, you know, like lean up against the chair, like, is that okay with you? He was like, yeah, you've done more than enough, we don't need anything, like, we're just about to sing happy birthday, about the bowl, and we good, so you can sit back there if you want. So I like stood to the back. I didn't even sit in the chair, y'all. I literally leaned on the chair because I knew that you're not supposed to sit at a party, and that was just gonna be like, why is this girl sitting at the back of the party? It would have just been stupid. So I was like leaned on a chair just because like my stomach was hurting, and me standing straight up just was like not adding to it. It was just like hurting, y'all. So I'm just like leaned up against the chair or whatever. So days go on, and the guy comes back. So I think Tuesdays was the day that me and had bowling or whatever, and I was working one of those days, and he was like, it was a pickup shift or whatever they call me in something. He was like, yeah, you know, they called me back. And I was like, who called you back? And he was like, P. She called back and she insisted that you weren't a good party host, and she wanted to know if you did anything wrong. He said, and I was very firm with my answer, so don't listen to anything she says. He said, I specifically told her you were the best party host that I've ever had, and I've had a lot of birthday parties here with the kids or whatever. He's like, and I specifically told her like you were one of the best. Like, no, he said I was the best. Let me not discredit myself. He said you were the best. I told her that. He said I told her that you did everything. He said, and she said that she looked on the camera and you were sitting down. He said, and I told her I never seen her sitting down. She asked if she could stand at the back, and I told her that that was okay. And so he's just like, you know, they looking out for you, like you need to just like, you know, like basically see what's going on because they is got it out for you. Yeah, I'm turning my heat on. I don't care if y'all can hear it because I'm cold a little bit. So time goes on. I go up to Mary. I said, yeah, did you guys call some of my parties back? She like goes off on me. I mean, like literally goes off on me. Not to mention, y'all know how I am, how I can get, and how I can be. But at this job in Livonia, I was like, hi, how are you? I'm Kimberly. How are you? I'll be your party host. Like, you know, we want to make all your dreams come true. What's going on? Do you need this? How are you? Normally I'm like this, but you know, at work I'm like a pretty person. So when I walked up, I was like, hey, Miss P, like, did I do something wrong? Somebody told me that my parties were getting called back. I just want to know, like, if there was anything that I need to work on, or if anything was going on, like, basically what was happening or whatever. And then she was all like, you don't get to tell me what to do. So I'm just sitting there, like, still looking stupid because first off, I don't know what else to do. Like, I was just like, so she was like, you don't ask me. You don't question me. And I'm just like, she's like, we call everyone's party back. We call everyone's party back. So don't you say another word about that. You shouldn't even know. We call everyone's party back to make sure they got the best time at the alley and la 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 la. So I was like, okay, no problem. I was just asking. She was like, and I've been meaning to talk to you. Still going off on me. I'm still like, I've been meaning to talk to you because I don't know if you really like your job. So I'm still like, what do you mean? She's like, you don't show any emotion. She said, whenever I tell you to fix something, you don't show any emotion. You just say, okay, and you go on. I swear to God in my life, she said that. And I was a bit confused because I was just like, now mind y'all, I told y'all who I was working with. So I'm not going to say that they're more emotional than me, but they are, because I mean literally she'll be like, it was a goodie bag made wrong, and they're like in tears. Meanwhile, if she says there's a goodie bag made wrong, I'm like, okay, thank you so much for telling me. It will never happen again. That's it. That's it, and that's all. So while she's screaming at me, I'm still having no emotion because I'm just like, she's a clown. So she's screaming at me, you have no emotion, and I don't even know if you like this job. Anytime I correct you, it's okay, and you go on about your day, and I don't even know if you like this job. You never have any emotion. You never show anything. You just, you know, you just like basically, you know, go on with life or whatever. So I don't know, really, I don't know, like literally she was standing in my face like spitting, like screaming at me. So eventually over time, this, however I was sitting like this, went from this to this to this, and I started to cry. Now, if you know me, when I cry, you should run. Because first off, I'm a crybaby when it comes to certain people, and that's my family and my boyfriend, and that's about it. And if I'm a crybaby with him, it's really not even a crybaby, but it's like I'm a crybaby about like books and movies and stuff, and so that's the only bit of emotion that normally he even gets, okay? So when I start to cry, it's because I feel like I want to hit you. That's why I cry. If I'm crying, it's to refrain from hitting you. And the only reason I didn't hit her is because I didn't want to go to jail. That's the only reason. So when I cried, it was like, oh my, it was like a yes moment for her. She was like, oh my God, I finally got through to this girl. Like, oh my God, some emotion. But for me, it was like, I'm going to strangle this fat pig. So I was crying, like I said. Like, I wasn't even like crying boo-hoo, like the tears was rolling. She was racist without knowing it, and that'll be like another story time. But yeah, she came basically to my rescue, and she was like, what is wrong with you, P? Like, you keep being mean to her, you keep bothering her, you're always antagonizing her. Like, she's the best worker we have, you need to chill out, because I don't like that you're being racist. She literally said that to her. Like, we're literally standing in the office. It was a whole big thing. Mind you, she's like got a strict tone because she's right up under the boss, so she make the rules. So P don't play when it comes to her. So P's like, I'm not racist and I'm not picking with her, I'm just saying she shows no emotion. And then here goes Terry. So what do you want her to do? You want her to cry every time you tell her to do something? That is not how it operates. She operates wonderfully. Like, she says okay, she fix it, and you never have to say something else to her again. She's like, you blatantly pick with her and you pick people over her, and she, I mean, like, she was just going in on her or whatever. And she was like, I don't like this, and I will be talking to Money about it, and that's that. Now leave her alone, let her have a moment. If she want to go home today, then that's what she'll do. So I went and sat with Terry or whatever, and we ate some candy in the back. And she was like, you know, do you feel like that she's do you feel like she's, you know, being racist towards you? And I was like, I absolutely feel like that. I absolutely feel like she picks with me, you know. And I basically told Terry, because I could talk to Terry, like, it wasn't a big deal. Y'all, do my ponytail look, I don't know if it look funny or not. Anyways, so yeah, that incident happened. So 3 weeks before my auntie came into town, because this is the big showdown, 3 weeks before my auntie came into town, I asked if I can have the day off when she came into town. Mind you, remember when I said Money wanted me to shoot this video? It was that day. But I would rather see my TT that comes into town only for 2 days here and there. So I was like, you know, can I have a day off? They said no. That was it. I was like, okay, well, I'll be at work. So the day comes and I'm sick. Like, literally, even when my TT was there, I was sick. Like, stuffy nose, like sinuses bad, baggy eyes. I was sick. And I mean, it was nothing I could do. I'm like, I'm sick. Like, it was like one of those moments. Mind you, I told you my mom was driving me up there. My mom was like, girl, you was like, you can't be in there sneezing, snotting every 5 minutes if you're trying to host somebody's kid's party. Mind you, I told you I go to work whatever, I don't care. But my mom was like, you know, you need to sit this one out, because you just like hacking everywhere, and it's just like unsanitary and nasty. So I call, I'm like, listen, I'm snotting, I'm sick. My mama don't think it's best for me to come in, because you know, colds can get passed around or whatever. So they was like, oh no, you have to come in. This is P. Oh no, you have to come in. It's ironic how you want to be sick the day that's off. Mind you, I just said that. Granted. So she said, you have to come in. No ifs, ands, or buts. So what I do, put on my uniform, and I was like, okay, I can be there in 20 minutes. Mind you, this job was 30 minutes away from my house. So I told my mom, take me anyways. They're like giving me the 3rd degree. So my mom takes me. Literally, as I'm walking in the door, here's P walking out the door. Oh, we don't need you anymore. I'm like, what do you mean? She said, oh, we don't need you anymore. We already called somebody else in. I was like, how did you call somebody else in? I just told you I was sick, and you said that nobody else could come in. And I had to come in, and I'm snotting, and I'm fat looking, and I'm like, I just told you that I was sick. I literally told you I'd be here in 20 minutes. She said, oh, we didn't know that that was a guarantee, so I'll call somebody else in. I said, well, why couldn't you call somebody else in before? So she was like, well, listen, we don't need you. We're going to be overstaffed, so you have to go home. I said, why they don't have to go home? Because they're not even here, and I'm here, and this is my schedule. So what's wrong with you? I said, do you know how far this place is from my job? I mean, from my house? Like, what are you doing? She said, oh, I don't really care. Like, you need to go home, basically. So I go get in the car with my mama. Mama, I'm going there. I'm about to cuss that B out. Like, she not about to be playing with you like that. I'm like, no, I'm a big girl. I don't need you to cuss out my manager. Like, I'm good. Let's go. So I left. Another time, like I said, they used to put A1 and A2 before me. They have the same exact name, so that's why I'm calling them A1 and A2. A2 worked there for a long time, but she was like a crackhead, like a severe crackhead. Like, I mean, coming to work, high, potted out. She literally bought me a Breeze thing. I'm gonna put a picture of it, but she bought me one. She said that she got it from one of her boyfriends. I don't know, whatever. She said her boyfriend sold drugs, and he was selling these, and she gave me one, a pink one. And I think I still have it at home. She gave me some oil and everything, y'all. It's at home. But, no, I did not take nothing from her because she was like, I mean, I took it because she gave it to me, but I don't use it because, first off, I'm not a smoker or a drinker. But anyways, it was in a pack and everything, so, you know, she didn't touch it or anything. And she gave me some sealed up juice and everything. I was like, girl, okay, girl, what is going on? I say that to say because she used to come in, I mean, and be cracked out, and they'd know. Like, Terry's the only one that used to be like, don't be coming to work high. Like, something's wrong with you. So after that whole incident happened, I had came back to work or whatever. Mind you, they put me down in 2 days by this time. Money was super mad at me because I wasn't in a commercial, but I told him, please send me home, so it was nothing I could do. Anyway, so they had come me down in 2 days. So one day, I came to work, and A1 and A2 is like smoking in the bathroom. I mean, smoking blunts in the bathroom. I'm not sure why the fire thing didn't go off. I don't know, but they was like smoking blunt, smoking like those Breeze things. I don't think they were Breezes yet. I don't think Breeze was like a thing back then. But they were smoking like those pen things in like a blunt in the bathroom, like passing it back and forth. So people was like, can you go find them or whatever? Like, I haven't seen them in 30 minutes or whatever. So I go in the bathroom. Now, an idiot like a dummy, don't know what smoky is. So I get in there, whatever. I'm like, if you know me, you know when people smoke, I choke. Even if I'm not smoking, like, I'll be like choking about to pee on myself. I don't know, like, it's just like a thing. Anyways, I'm trying to drink my coffee before it get cold. So she goes in the bathroom, literally disregards that they're smoking. She's like, get out here, come do this, la 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 la. Meanwhile, if that would have been me, they would have threw me, yeah, he's sleeping. They would have threw me under the jail, because they probably would have called the police on me. Anyways, I just said that to say, like, how she treats them different. Like, you get them to pass because they're the same ethnicity as her. That was, oh no, this was like the last strike. Like, you remember I was just saying, like, if I was smoking the bathroom, she would call the police on me. Literally, she tried to call the police on me because I drove my car to work. Like, y'all remember I told y'all that my mom would bring me to work? I'm trying to, like, y'all know I'm in my car, so I'm trying to get, like, good lighting. But literally, remember how I told y'all that she was like, I had drove to work one day because they said that, no, we had a meeting and I drove to work and my mom was already at work, so she was like, drive your own car and take somebody with you. So I had somebody with me. I don't know if me and Makai rode together. I don't know who was with me, but anyways, I drove there. So as I'm getting out, she's there or whatever. She was like, oh, whose car is that? I'm like, it's mine. She's like, oh, who got you a car? I'm like, my parents. She's like, oh, how old are you again? I'm like, why does it matter? She was like, because I think aren't you underage to be driving? I was like, no. She was like, I think you're underage to be driving. She was like, I don't think you should be driving. She's like, did you give us your license? Basically, she was like, did we get a picture of your license? And I was like, no, y'all didn't ask. And she was like, we're going to have to iron that out because underage people shouldn't be driving. Like, I should call the authorities for that. And I was like, P, let's just go on with this meeting so I can go home. But that was like my last strike because it was just weird. And I don't like that. And why are you trying to call the police on me? Why are you trying to call the police on me? Because I drove my car. That has nothing to do with you. She's like, oh, I need to watch out on the roads because you're driving, I guess. Well, but why are you trying to call the police on me? I should call them thornies. I should punch you in your mouth, but I haven't. It was just weird. Stay tuned for more vlogs, challenges, and pranks. And until the next time, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I am out. And I can't wait to be back again.